So with that, let's go over to the Excel challenge. What's up, Jordan?
Hey everyone out there in Excel land. So let's talk about last week's challenge. As you might remember, we asked you to send us your tips. Now we got several tips in, and what we decided to do is to extend it for another episode. So we actually want to get even more of your tips, but don't fear. Oz is going to go through a few of these, but before that, I'm just going to walk you through this wonderful PowerPoint presentation that we made, which is actually just the last two slides from last week. So one moment, and this is just to remind everyone what we're looking for. You know, you don't want to waste a PowerPoint. That would just be a terrible thing. So this is our episode challenge. Send us your Excel tips. You can do it over Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You can even mail it to us or send Telegram. You can even put it in an Excel file and email to us. So it's up to you how to send it to us, but we will present it on air. What we're looking for is a whole bunch of tips, and then Oz, our good buddy Oz here, who's now going to try to grow a beard over the next hour or so, so we'll check up on his progress on that. He's going to talk about his favorites with you, and I know he has a few this time around. And always remember to, let's make sure this advances to the next slide. Oh, I guess I don't have it on this slide. Always remember to look at us on, to find us on Twitter and Facebook. And just real quick, to remind everyone, the winners, we're going to select two winners, and since we're extending it this week, we'll throw on another random winner, but we're looking for the best tip you can find. So remember, the best tips that we have on air, Oz gives 5 srirachas on here. We're looking for a 6 sriracha tip, maybe even 7. Okay, no, that's too much. That's too much. Too much heat.
Hardcore, man.
So,
hardcore.
But remember, think. Oops. Let's jump back real quick. Think. Good tip. Think really something that Oz would really like, because
all right,
you really want to be that person to get that many srirachas. So now over to you, Oz.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, so I talked with my guy Carter Lee at California Blazing Chili Farms. He's donating 5 bottles of ghost pepper sriracha for the people that I pick. All right. You want to feel good inside? All right. So let's start off with one that Rahim sent in.
Rahim from over at Excel Basement, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so what Rahim shows us is how to sum every other row. Okay, and sometimes we get data in a weird way. This isn't the kind of thing that you'd use every day unless you regularly get data like this. So it's an example of how to think through a challenge. And so you could imagine getting data like this. So you've got these pairs of names and then said donation on top and then a region on the bottom. And you don't want to peel this out, right? So Rahim shows us an array formula. And what it does is that it looks at the row, divides it by 2. And if there is no, what's the remainder? If there is no remainder, then it says that's even. And in this case, even rows are the ones that have the donation that we do want to sum. And we have 171 rows. And so Excel is grabbing the row, dividing it by 2, determining a remainder. If the remainder is 0, then go ahead and sum it. And when we do these array formulas, we have to Control-Shift-Enter, and that is our number, totaling only the even rows. So thanks a lot to Rahim for that.
You know, Oz, I know, especially since you're a clean data guy. You know, you are on a mission for clean data. I know this appealed to you, man. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And then we show you Szilvia. Our favorite Szilvia shows us something really cool here.
Friend of the show, Szilvia.
Yep. I'm putting it up here. Cool. So we start here. Are you worried? No. Then no protection needed. Are you worried? Yes. Worried about international sabotage. And this is a big thing. The person who's going to be using the document, how skilled are they? If they're not very skilled, then you've got to go down this path and start locking things down. So one thing that I would like to see more of in the Excel world is conversation about validation, locking your data down, because it's easy for people to break, you know, if you turn it over to somebody that's not skilled. And if the stakes are high, boy, it can be bad. So thanks a lot, Szilvia. Thanks a lot, Rahim. And let me do one last thing. Heather Gray sent in something to us. One last thing here. Okay. I'm going to use this data to show, okay, so my cursor is in this range, and I want to select the entire range. I'm going to go to Special, Current Region. Okay, so now I've got the entire region without having to scroll or whatever else you might try to do, or highlight the entire columns when you don't need to. So that is it. Thank you, Rahim, Heather Gray, and Szilvia. And you will be getting your bottles of sriracha.